What's going on, guys? Your man Coach Rick here. Just jumping on real quick. I got a couple questions regarding slipping punches. Now, I'm just getting back on my feet. As you guys know, I'm in the end of week 7 now. I had a torn Achilles in my right leg here, but I'm off the crutches around. So I figured let me stand up and do a quick little vid for you regarding slipping. Now, the main thing is everybody knows the movements with slipping. You only need 3 inches to make a guy or girl miss. The idea is to get off the line at least 3 inches. So you're bending the legs, slipping. Again, slipping off the line, if your line is here. Okay, so again, slipping. And I always bring the cross arm on the slip because even if you slip and you're not quite far enough over, usually you have the glove here, you can just hit the shot and clip it up, and then slipping this way, again, bringing the right hand here to protect the right side of the face. All right, but the most important part of slipping when we're talking about it is going to be your situational awareness. Now, yeah, reflexes come into play. You have guys who have just great reflexes. They see it and boom, they move. Or if they didn't see it, but the fact the punch gets close and they can move out the way. Some people just have fast reflexes like that. But for the average person, it's about 1.5 seconds for you to perceive the threat, for your mind to think, what am I going to do? And then for you to react. All right, so doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're at a high level in combat sports, boxing, MMA, things like that, a half second to a second can mean the difference between getting caught and getting knocked out or making a guy miss and being able to counter him. So my point being is one of the best ways to develop your slipping is, yes, learn the technical aspect of it, the actual technique, practice it over and over again. All right, so that you become proficient at executing the technique of slipping, getting the shoulders loose, moving your head, dipping, bending the legs whenever you're doing it, because it's not just bending at the waist. All right, so get those movements down so it becomes muscle memory and your body can just make those moves and react. But on top of that, you have to practice and work on your situational awareness. Okay, so what I mean by that is, when you go through series, especially when it comes either mittwork or sparring, the more you do it and you start to see sequences of punches, okay, what happens is you start to be able to predict what's coming next. So in other words, a guy's throwing a jab. Most times it's going to be a jab or a jab, right hand, or a jab, right hand. Okay, so again, you're feeling the person out. If it's a guy who likes to hook, he may jab and hook off the jab, hook off the jab. So once you spar, you do mitt work, you practice going through that, what happens is you'll start to be able to, I don't want to call it a sixth sense, but you'll pretty much be able to predict what's coming next. So if the guy, once you feel him out maybe in the first round or so, or you watch tape on a person and you see like, okay, he likes to throw the jab right hand, or he likes the double jab right hand, or he likes the jab hook right hand. You get a feel for that, and then what happens is during that sequence you may slip the jab and you may not even know the right hand's coming, but because that sequence has been seen before, you'll automatically just dip under and make the right hand miss. And you'll see guys do that and it looks like, man, these guys, it's like the Matrix. They're making the guy miss, they're not even looking. And what it is because they've seen those sequences of punches so many times in sparring, on the mitts, in actual combat situations, contests or fights, that it's almost second nature where they can be inside. They don't really have to see your hands, but they just kind of know. If you throw a right uppercut, usually a left uppercut's coming behind it, or it might be a right uppercut, overhand right, and then the left hook behind it. So you'll know the guy will rock back, dip down, roll, because he senses, okay, these are the next, if I was throwing those punches, these would be the punches that I would throw next. So when they say boxing's a thinking man's game, it really is. You have to go over those sequences when you're on the mitts, when you're on the heavy bag, when you're sparring, so that it gets locked in your head. These are the potential sequences of punches, because there's only a certain amount of sequences of punches you can throw in boxing. It's not like kickboxing or Muay Thai where the elbows come flying, upper elbow, cross elbows, knees. There's so many different arrays of punches or knees or kicks, elbows that you can throw. Boxing, you know, you have the basic, you have the jab, right hand hook, you got the right uppercut, left uppercut. You may have a shovel shot, uppercut with both hands, a shovel shot. But for the most part, the hook, the jab, all right, the right hand's coming in, the right uppercut, the overhand or bolo right hand. Basically, you know what the punches are. It's about 6 or 7 basic punches, which you can mix up in different combinations, but like I said, for the most part, you'll learn how to defend against those shots. But when you have the ability to kind of see what the sequences of punches are going to be, especially when you're in with the guy after the first round or so, that can make for an easy fight for you because you pretty much know what's coming. You know, if the guy's just a basic 1-2er, you know that's what he's throwing. The jab, right hand. Some guys don't throw uppercuts or they throw it very few times. So you know, okay, that shot's really not coming. If it does, I know how to defend against it, but it's pretty obvious that that punch is not going to come from this guy. He just doesn't throw it. You know, so again, practice building and developing your situational awareness so you cut down on your reaction time. And that again is the difference between someone being fast or they can react quick versus someone whose reactiveness is quick. So it gives him a certain quickness about him where, you know, he may not be the fastest guy, but because of his ability, his situational awareness, his ability to see what's going to happen, then he responds to it. And so what happens, his response time is shortened. Okay, so that's where that quickness comes in, and he's able to respond, you know, and do what he needs to do to get out of the way of the shots. Very few guys are able to make adjustments in a fight, except for the top tier, elite level guys who can literally change up their game midway through a fight, and all of a sudden they're throwing punches that they weren't throwing in the first 5 or 6 rounds. All right, so again, practice, work on your situational awareness, work on looking at and studying sequences of punches, and you'll develop your reaction time. It'll be quicker, okay? And it's gonna make you a better boxer, you know? So that's it. It's your man, Coach Rick. Just wanted to touch on that. And more to come, guys, as the foot gets better. We're gonna get back in the swing of things and, you know, get some new Mittwork training videos out there for you, so on and so forth. Your man, Coach Rick, I'm out. It's Tuesday. Enjoy the week. Peace.